This video will demonstrate how to insert a lower third overlay in Movavi. Well, when you're working in Movavi, by now you know how to add media files, so that's what we're going to do to start with here. I'm just going to add some media files. And I'm just going to go into my library and videos and find a video clip. So I've got a video clip here that I'm going to drag and drop down into the video track. And when I do that, I can do all my trimming and everything. And in this case, I want to take the audio out, so I'm just going to go to volume here and turn that all the way down to 0. So now I've got a little video track here that I can play, and everything seems to be working fine. But I decided that I want to lay kind of like a news little title overlay the bottom third of this screen. Movavi gives you some default templates, but if I want to customize it, there's a few extra steps that I need to do. So the first thing I need to do is I'm not going to be able to use the title track for this. Instead, I need another video track right above my current video. In order to do that, I'm going to go to my number 3 video track, so you can see the little video icon here. And I'm just going to right click in this box and choose Insert Track. I'm going to insert another video track. And now I've got 2 video tracks just below my title track. The next step, I need to create the graphic that I'm going to use for this lower third overlay. What I'll do is I'll go over to PowerPoint, and within PowerPoint I'm just going to create a new slide, and this is typically what we have here for slides. Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of these titles and everything, these normal blocks that you have in there for a presentation. So in the upper left of PowerPoint here, I'm just going to choose Layout, and we're just going to make this a blank layout. So it'll get rid of all those little extra title blocks. The next thing I need to do is I need to change the format or the layout of my slide. This is what we call a 4:3 ratio, so this is kind of like the old television sets. What we need to do is change this to a 16:3 ratio. So up on top, I'm going to go to go to Design, go to the Design tab, choose Page Setup, and then switch this from a 4:3 ratio, switch it over to a 16:9 ratio, and click OK. And as you can see, that'll make your slide about the same proportions as your computer screen. Now what we want to do is we're going to do some designing down here in the lower third. So kind of picture that this is your video, and we're just going to go to Insert. I'm going to say Insert Shape. I'm going to choose a rectangle, and I'm just going to draw a basic bar here, or rectangle, and this is where I'm going to place the name of whoever is on screen. Now I'm going to change the colors here also, so I'm going to double click on this colored rectangle, and we'll make the shape fill color. We'll choose kind of a red color, and then the shape outline, I'm going to say no outline. And then maybe I'm going to place in a circle. So again, I'll go to Insert and do Shapes, or maybe a rectangle. And I'm just going to lay this over the top right here. And right here again, I'll double click on that block, do Shape Fill, maybe make that black. The shape outline in this, maybe make that a little bit more of a gray. And then inside here, I'll just right click and say Edit Text, and I'll put in NP, make that a lot larger, and we'll make it white. So I've got just a generic kind of title layover here. And then right in here, this is where I'd want to put the person's name. So I'm going to go back again to Insert, and we will do a text box. And I'll lay the text box right over here. And we'll type in the news anchor's name, change the font a little bit. Again, I'll make that white. make that a lot larger, maybe 40. And I can make it bold and then just kind of arrange that wherever I want it on that slide. Alright, so now I've got my basic title overlay that I'd like to produce. But right now, if I bring this in as a graphic, it's going to place it automatically in Movavi. It's going to place it right in the middle of the screen. So instead what I have to do is I have to make an image that is this full screen here. So what I'm going to do is I'll move over here to Insert and Rectangles. And I'm going to draw a rectangle here that is the full size of my slide. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this so that this is all transparent. So if I double click on this, I can do Shape Fill and say No Fill, Shape Outline, No Outline. And then I'm going to select all. So I'm going to select all of the images on this slide, including this large rectangle, which is transparent. So on my keyboard, if I do Control A, that'll select everything on my screen. And then somewhere down here in this block, I'm just going to right click, say Group, and Group. And that'll group this whole section here as one image, most of this being transparent. Once that's selected, I'll right click on it and choose Save as Picture. And then it wants to know where I'm going to save it. In this case, I'm just going to save it on the desktop, but you would normally save it in your project folder. So I'll just say lower third, click Save, and now it saves that as a picture. Back in my Movavi program, I'll say Import and click Add Media Files. I'll go to my desktop, and here's my lower third image. I'll click that and open it, and now it brings that in along with my video. So now you can see I've got my lower third right there, and it's placed in the lower third of that video, the rest of this being transparent. Now if I just click and drag this down over my video track, I can place that wherever I would like. I can stretch, make it longer or shorter, however long I want it to be up there. But now you can see that I'll have that image that'll play right over the top of my video. This video demonstrated how to insert a lower third overlay in Movavi.